there is an event to come, and it will be the largest, the most important event in the history of mankind on Earth, and it will involve them and humans. I wasn't given a time frame. I wasn't told exactly what, but there was going to be more and more crafts to be seen, and eventually larger and larger crafts to be seen. It was only a few years ago that I had this seeded in me, and I didn't pay any attention in 2012, never did until 2 years ago, and I kind of clued in, it clicked that this is very close to the time frame that I was given. I can't say it is the exact time frame. I'm not saying it is 2012, but a very close proximity to that time area is what I feel inside of me from them. Anyway, it's something that I feel that we should have known in our entire existence here. It was kept secret. That's all I can say. By whom, I don't know. For what reasons? Probably to gain power and control, as everything is. But anyway, that's pretty much speculation, but it's a feeling that I have inside me that we have never been alone in our entire existence on this planet. So.
Well, I agree, and I think most people listening would. My only comment would be I wish that they would take a far more active role in bringing this species forward in what we commonly think is a positive evolutionary sense. We are going backwards. We are dumbing ourselves down at the hands of people who are not normal humans. In my view, they're evil. They are not us. They have no morals. They're psychopathic. They laugh at us who attempt to live by a moral baseline. They think it's a weakness. So they have us at a distinct advantage. So intervention, I would welcome it. I think 1951 film, The Day the Earth Stood Still, is the best possible scenario. Give people a deadline, the world, or else. And that's probably the only thing that will work. Unless they want to get into genetic manipulation, which may well be what the hybrid program is about, that this current configuration of Homo sapiens is going to die out, to be replaced with the hybrids, which hopefully will have less hostility in them. I don't know. Any thoughts along those lines?
I really can't say for sure, but from my sharing, I found a few people in my years that I know for sure have had actual contact as well, been abducted. And it seems every person brings back a little piece of the puzzle. Now, unfortunately, the way that we are addressed by many and how ridicule is always there and people are attacked verbally when they try and share the truth, that directly prevents the truth from coming out. If everybody was to share that little piece of information that they may carry, I think we would have a very clear picture in regards to what is taking place on this planet, what has taken place, and what is going to take place. But it can't happen that way because there's powers that be that make sure it is not going to be that way.
Oh. All right. And as far as catastrophe goes, when you say a big event, I think if we were to poll humankind, it would be a no-brainer that people would say, yes, there are visitors. I think most people, they've been conditioned for decades with the media to accept the fact, at least subliminally, that we're being visited. So it doesn't seem to me to be a very difficult deal. Now, if there's an intervention in another war, what did we do in the last century? We killed well over 100 million people. Well, maybe 150 million. We're in trouble. We're fighting wars now that are not wars, they're just extermination campaigns, genocide. It was leaked that Afghanistan has not $1 trillion in mineral resources, but $3 trillion. Right. Somebody let that out. So these are just wars of resource conquest. a genocide. People mean nothing. That's what I mean. The control element on this planet is not us. It's something else. And whatever it is, I have no use for it whatsoever. And anyway. Brian, anything to say to this?
Oh, yeah, right. Talk about a mess the world's in. We need, like you said, some intervention if it's going to happen. Let's get at it, because I can't see things going on the way it is too much longer, or too many more years anyway. Something's got to happen, and something's got to take place, or happen real quick.
What we have done right now with, BP, we have a potential extinction level event going on.
Absolutely correct.
We have drilled where we shouldn't have drilled, far too deep. If you read the stories at Rense.com, you'll understand that the oil is radioactive. Most oil we drill from normal oil reservoirs close to the surface, oil pools, oil deposits, has just a trace of radioactivity. The uranium and thorium that are apparently extremely plentiful deep down in the Earth's mantle, its crust, decay over time. And they are slowly pushed upward with the oil, which pools in these oil fields. But what we've drilled into now is more or less the virgin territory. God only knows how deep it goes beyond where they drilled. It could be a worldwide layer of radioactive petroleum. Forget fossil fuel. If anybody says fossil fuel, straighten them out. Nothing to do with that. That was a lie from day one. We're in trouble. We're in big trouble. The methane gas, the benzene. The methane gas is so big now that if that were to ignite, it would be a catastrophic issue. The first big hurricane that goes through there is going to spread that oil all over the Gulf or wherever it makes landfall. We have really put our finger in a place we never should have. And the 20-inch pipe opened the doors, potentially, to hell, as far as this planet goes. The land around that has already subsided. The amount of oil that's come out of there has left a gap. Nature will always fill a gap. With what? I don't know. We don't know if the pressure will increase. We have no idea. It could. It could go on forever. The oceans could turn black. Let's hope not. All right, we'll be right back. All right, let's get back. Our final segment. It's been a long night, but just fascinating with Todd. Anything else about your folks and their experiences? Have they traded stories with you and said, I don't know, but it's sure going on, and why they picked our family, we don't know. What kinds of things are going on with the folks?
Well, specifically with my father, as I said, he had a close encounter a few years ago. He's living in Saskatoon, and he was down in the valley by the river. He was coming up one of the roads away from the valley, and he noticed an object that was about 25 feet off of the ground. He was only half a city block away from it, and originally he thought maybe it was Christmas lights on a tree or something, but he soon realized that this object was 25 feet above the ground on its own without being supported by anything. He was quick to realize that it was a craft. He slowed his vehicle right down, rolled down his window, and couldn't hear a sound at all, but he had a very close view of it, and he said it seemed to be scanning. They were looking for something, and they couldn't find it, so they continued on down towards the valley. He lost sight of it again. But his whole encounter, he says, only lasted about a minute to minute and a half, but I've gone over it quite a few times with him, and it took at least 5 to 10 minutes, and there's time missing, and he doesn't realize it, but it made me see that things are going on for my family as well. So that worries me. I don't want to